Hey guys, welcome back, and today we'll be discussing another Leetcode question. So let's start it. So it's basically a sum of square numbers, right? And you're given integer, call it 5, and you have to tell if it is formed with two different numbers. Okay, the two different numbers are like 1 into 1 plus 2 into 2. So basically, these two numbers are square numbers, and upon adding the square numbers, we get the value c. So pretty much obvious. So one thing over here is that you have to remember the constraint over here, and this is a very pretty much long integer. So make sure that you're actually working with a very large value. So for anyone who's just trying this, the basic approach is like brute force. Okay, I will just think of a brute force and nothing else, and we'll just see if we can actually improve from that. And if it is improved, well and good, or we can just start thinking what we can actually do. So j into j is less than equal to c and j plus plus. So what I'm doing over here is basically a brute force, and I have to check if the value is less than the equivalent value. For this, let's call it. So how I came with the conclusion. So for example, a square plus b square, right, is equal to c square. So what is the maximum value which a can get? Okay, so a we have to put b is equal to 0, we get a max value. Okay, I have just done that over here, and equal to sign because these two values can be equal, and these are the max values in which they can possibly lie. And I will check if it is equal to c and return true in this case. Otherwise, I will just return exit the for loop and return false. And let's try to run a code first. Let's see if it's right. All right, it's an assignment operator. Sorry. Um, yeah, it's running. Let's see if we can actually submit this solution or not. This is actually brute force solution is a very good thing. You can actually improve from that, and definitely not improving from here. So yes, we are getting a TLE error, or basically that it's not running for a very large integer. But what if we use something called long? Okay, just try to use long value here and just try to submit over here. Because I have read of the constraint over here, it's 2 power 31 minus 1, so it's pretty much large value. And let's see if okay, we have a time limit exceeded. So yes, we have to remove this second loop somehow. Okay, but there is one thing which actually comes to my mind. Okay, so for example, I've calculated the first value a square, right? Can we calculate the b value from here? Definitely we can. Why? How we can calculate? So b is basically nothing but square root of what we call it c minus a square, right? So this is the formula we know. Let's see if we can actually run this or not. So if this can be a square number, or this can be some other number as well. So let's call it double j, and I define it the square root of c minus I into I, right? I into I. Okay, and I'll check if these values are equal or not. If the j value is something called, if these two values are equal, then I can pretty much say that it's. So maybe here you can get 7.8 something, or after rounding it off, you will get some 7. If these two values are equal, then we can say that voila, we have found the answer, or we can just move on with some other solution. So what I have done over here is basically I'm just checking if j can be integer value. If j is an actually integer value, then well and good, we have found our answer, and answer should be true, not false. Ish. Now let's see if it's running or not, because I don't know. I don't see any error over here. I have C, I have J, and I have a compile time error, and I have undeclared. Obviously, I have not declared. What I have not declared, dude? Undeclared. Oh, P is not declared. Oh, this was meant for your understanding. Let's see if it runs or not. Yes, it does run, and let's try to submit it. Okay, we have a very good solution over here. So what I have done over here is that we can have told you we can just calculate the value of j just using the a and I value, and we can check if the j values are actually integer value. If it is an integer value, we just return true, otherwise we return false. But can we get much more innovative? So yes, there is actually another solution which is called the two pointers. So after the two pointer, you must know that there's a left pointer and right pointer. And you know these left pointers are right pointer. What can be the range of right, right? So the right can actually range from zero, okay, to some other value. What is the max value the right can get? So you're right. It is the basically the square root of c, and we'll just use it. We are dealing with integers. We'll just use c. Okay, and one more thing, while left is less than equal to right. This is the for loop, while loop I mean. And why equal to sign? So many people just use left less than right, but here we are actually using because the left and right value can actually get equal. For example, if c is equal to 18, we can obtain 18 using 3 into 3 plus plus 3 into 3. So this gives us a value of 18. So these left and right values are equal, and pretty much we can actually use it. Moving ahead, what I do is that and I keep a count of these. Oh, one more thing that we are actually working with the long integer, so I will just use a long value. And the next thing over here is that I use a temp variable temp, and these temp variable this is responsible for storing the sum. So temp is here is equal to what, left into left plus right into right. So we can say that if temp is equal to right, we just return. Otherwise, we know that there is another outcome. Temp value can actually be greater than c, and if it is greater than, that means we have to reduce the right pointer. Otherwise, we just re- read the left value, and once we exit this, we return. Okay, and let's see if it's actually running or not, and it's actually being accepted. And let's see if there is some error in this code. It's returning false. Expected true, but where I'm missing it actually. Uh, Sometimes I just hate it because I cannot figure out the exact thing. The condition is right, and then we have left and we have right, and we have to find an n square root, and we have a temp variable, right? Nothing is left into right plus right into right. If temp is equal to c, we'll just return true. Otherwise, if temp is actually greater than c, that means we have to just reduce the value and check if it's equal to. Oh, I'm sorry, this should be false. Sorry. Let's see if it actually runs or not. It does run. So, guys, that's it. Thank you. Hope to see you again.